Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee. All the coffee in the world originates from Ethiopia. Lots of people don't know that and think that it was either South America or Italy, but the world has Africa to thank for the fact that it can wake up in the morning, and coffee was discovered in Ethiopia. Ethiopian coffee is amazing, and the coffee that I'm going to talk about is the Ethiopian Sidamo coffee. It comes from the Sidamo region, and it has some amazing characteristics. It is smooth, there's some great chocolate notes in it. It is just a people-pleasing coffee. Everybody seems to love Ethiopian Sidamo. It has some amazing floral aromas, and it also has some great citrus and great lemon, and you'll notice that coming out in the cup. In Sidamo, we work with the Pharaoh Cooperative, and the Pharaoh Cooperative is just around 3,000 coffee farming families, and amazing little cooperative that produces some of the finest coffee available in Ethiopia. We have seen, as we've worked with them over the last couple of years, how the fair trade premiums and the organic premiums which we pay to them have made such a difference in the lives of the farmers themselves and in the lives of their children. We have seen some amazing growth in the quality of coffee, as well as some amazing growth in the community in terms of running water, in terms of education, in terms of investment in the washing station that we work with there. And I think that you are going to love the Ethiopian Sidamo coffee, and so are your guests. Kenyan coffee is one of my favorites, and maybe one of the reasons it's my favorite is that we've worked with a farmer called Agnes in the Nyeri region, who I think is such a special lady. The first time I met Agnes, I sat down with Agnes and asked her about her family and her kids, and I was saddened to discover that Agnes has two kids. One of them was in school and one was not in school. And my initial reaction was to try and help out Agnes in some way by paying for her children's school fees. I realized that that wasn't the right way to do it. And in fact, what we decided was that we would rather pay Agnes an amazing price for her coffee, the price that she deserves because she's producing such fine coffee. So the result of that is that Agnes is able to look after her own family and her own children. We sit together, Agnes and I, across the table, knowing that we are a customer and a supplier, as opposed to me helping out Agnes in some way. Agnes produces this fine coffee, and as a result of the agronomy programs that have been established in the Rithagati community, Agnes has increased her yields. The first time I met Agnes, she was producing only 2 kilos a tree. She's gone to 5 kilos to 7 kilos and believes that even 10 kilos a tree is possible. You can imagine what impact that has in Agnes's life, and the difference that has made in her pocket as she's getting a great price for so much more coffee than she used to produce. Kenya is a wonderful, wonderful region with amazing coffees, and your guests are going to love the coffees from this region. Rwanda is known as the land of 1,000 hills, and when you visit Rwanda, you certainly know that they are true to this. There are hills everywhere, and from these amazing hills come some fantastic coffees. The Rwandan Kivu coffee is from the Copac cooperative, and there we support about 3,000 coffee farmers and their families. It is a fair trade certified coffee, and it has some amazing flavors and characteristics. What you will find is that there's a great orange blossom aroma. You also find that there are some great caramel notes in it and some sweet mandarin, which you will discover in this coffee. I particularly love this coffee because the cooperative Copac is such a well-run cooperative and is doing such good in the community that they work in. We have found in the last few years that the farmers, through the premiums they have been receiving, have made some great advances in agricultural practices. One particular area has already begun the conversion to organic, and that is really exciting, so we're going to see some more organic coffees come out of this region. I think what is also exciting is the way that the farmers' lives have been changed and impacted through the fair trade premiums. This last year we noticed that farmers were able to, through the premiums, acquire a whole lot of hoes and some chickens and goats and cows as they divided up the premiums, and each farmer would receive an allocation based on the amount of coffee that they have brought to the washing station. We also saw 2 classrooms being built this last year, which is also great. And as we see education growing in this area in Rwanda, it will certainly make a difference to the quality of the coffee and to the farmers' lives. The Tanzanian Mbeya coffee comes from the Mbeya region in Tanzania, which is in the southern part. It is really a special coffee. What we find in this coffee is some very, very distinctive hazelnut characteristics. There's also a very sweet aroma, which you'll notice when you grind it. I think your guests will really love this coffee. It's not a very dark coffee, it's quite a light coffee, and it is just such an easy drinking coffee. What I like about this coffee is the project that we're involved with in this region, which is called the Hope Project. We support there about 3,800 coffee farmers and their families. And up till a few years ago, the farmers were getting really bad prices for their coffee. But through the Hope Project, about 24 washing stations have been put in this region. And what has happened is that the quality of coffee has gone up so significantly that the farmers' incomes have increased 4 times. Can you imagine the difference that 4 times your income makes to you? This is what has happened in this region of Tanzania. And this is really special and unique. And it is part of the reason why I particularly love this coffee so much. It has a great story, it is a great coffee, your guests will really love it. It has these amazing sweet characteristics and this hazelnut aroma which is unmistakable. The Burundi Musema coffee comes from the Nyarurama cooperative. And it has some great creamy body, it has some really great berry flavors, some great chocolate in it. It has some polite acidity, which I really enjoy. And I think what is exciting about this cooperative particularly is the fact that it's a new cooperative. In Burundi for so long, coffee has been controlled by the government. And this is a really small new cooperative. And this is a group of farmers getting together for the first time to be able to dictate their own lives and their own destiny. We this year at being there bought all the coffee that they had at the Musema cooperative. So it really is a small little cooperative, but it has some great potential, and based on the coffee that you will experience and that your guests will enjoy, I think we have a great future for this Burundi coffee. As you get started on this coffee journey, you will discover coffees from all over the world. There are amazing coffees from South America, from Africa, from Indonesia. Everywhere coffee is grown, there's an opportunity to discover something special. And as I've traveled around the continent and abroad, I've come across some amazing coffees. There are coffees from El Salvador, from Colombia, from Peru. Obviously, I'm a little biased towards African coffees because I think that they are really special. Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, they all have amazing coffees. And I think as you journey down this road of getting to know each of these coffees, you will discover something unique. Each of them has different body and acidity and aroma and flavor, and that combined makes coffee something so complex and yet so exciting. Enjoy the journey as you discover what coffee can be and what particular coffees you really love. I found that people start to fall in love with particular coffees. We have people come in and say, I just love an Ethiopian, I love your Kenyan, I love El Salvador. And the beauty of coffee is that there's so many options and there's so many varieties and there's so many different origins and flavors that there is really something for everyone.